Everything has changed completely. I mean, there are photographs here of firearms training back in the 60s, 1968 and 1969. And some of the differences that you can see here is that there's no protective equipment whatsoever. People don't even wear safety glasses. There's no hearing protection. There's no ballistic protection as well. So it's just in that regard, just the way that the training has grown over time is completely changed. Just everything in relation to the job, right? I mean, back in the day, you'd have literally a sergeant who would man the communication center. So there'd be two officers working, a patrol officer and a sergeant. And the sergeant would be here in the office manning the desk, leaving one officer on the road to answer calls for service. And back in the day here, you can see we'd have officers literally on patrol walking the beat at night, right? You can see there as well. Even down here, they would do their rounds at night. And unfortunately, with how calls for service and demands of this job has grown over the years, we don't often get that luxury to do foot patrol anymore. We've kept applications for the chief of police position from around 1890 to I think 1910-ish, in that range. The way the applications were done in those days is there would be a handwritten letter that was sent in to town council, and the applicant would describe their stature, what height they were, what size they were. They would basically say, I'd like to do the job for this amount of money, and that was the application. So we still got all that stuff. We got some envelopes that it came with.
We worked with the Kawartha Lakes Police Service with their archival documents and photographs and historical objects to create an exhibit here in the police station so that people could connect with the history of the Lindsay Police Service, how it started back in 1857, all the way through to who is chief today, Chief Robertson. So it's a great way for people to understand when they come in the station, to know a little bit more about the history, and also the museum work that we do as well, as we're getting ready to launch a new exhibit about the police service in the museum in January.
I had access to some old photographs and materials that we had here at the police station, and I was really fascinated with all the vintage pictures that we have in the history of the organization. And it became apparent to me that we didn't really have a lot of preservation of our history. And so it was around 2 or 3 years ago, I started volunteering with the museum. And through a conversation with Barb, the managing director, we came up with this idea to collectively preserve the history and document the history of the organization. And so essentially I just accessed maybe about 1,000 photographs that we've had, a lot of negatives, and we've got the preservation equipment and software at the museum that can bring all these old negatives to light and preserve them in a way that we can display them.